It is a beautiful day. We are already in heat number 2 for round 2 of our women's division. Out in the lineup, we have T.Gilkerson from San Clemente, California, up against C.Hulett from Cape St. Francis, South Africa.
So we got live action already. T.Gilkerson, our former world longboard champion, riding a single fin. Donald Takayama in the pink, goes shaped by Tommy Moss there, gets a really nice opening nose ride, moves back to the middle of the board. Great foot. Obviously, there's a lot of waves they've pioneered in that area as we see a replay of T.Gilkerson from Southern California there. Beautiful toe work, nice hang 5, moves back to the middle of the board, accelerating, dismounts on that one as we see C.Hulett from St. Francis Bay in South Africa, former under-15 SA champion back from 2012. Jump out as we see the replay of Crystal there with 4 steps all the way up to the nose. Good solid 5 there and sweeps back on this turn. Both of those waves looking a little bit small.
But it definitely could be. It's maybe still a little bit early in the season for it to get light that early, but in Durban it's very well known that the sun does start to peak through around 4 a.m. so you can get in the water bright and early, have a few different surfs before you even have to have breakfast.
For 1 second or two. She's got priority here. She's going to set herself up a nice backhand high line. The goofy footer from Southern California. Great footwork. Doesn't get all the way to the 5, but really demonstrates good, stylish, controlled footwork, poise, presence. The judges are going to love the control and the elegance and the style and flow of this surfing from the Californian former world champion here on the single fin, Donald Takayama. Good surfing.
As we go to this replay, beautiful wave from T.Gilkerson. So nice couple steps to the front, to the back, makes it around that section, and this is where it just lines up perfectly for her. Staying well composed, excellent footwork, love the placement of her arms, everything. So she manages a 3.57.
They're going to get the 0.57 she needs to move into first, but what can Crystal do on this wave, Shannon?
Nice little high line to start off with, gaining some speed just to get around that first section. Little cross step cut back thread in there, so she's been working on her footwork so much within South Africa. Goes for that little nose ride and that wave just fades out and gets a bit fat for her, so she doesn't have that stand up section.
So that's a fairly low score for what I thought was a fantastic bit of surfing, but I can see why the judges didn't find elements in that to give it a much bigger score. Traditional fishing community is very interesting to see the fresh catches coming in, and talking of a fresh catch, we see C.Hulett catching this beautiful right-hander, unfortunately taking a fall, but I love that fade and that setup up onto the nose. I can expect to see really good surfing. What a great longboarding happens in the middle of the board, just that movement, those nuances, the subtleties, you know, that for me is something that I love to see, is those kind of in-between moments, and that's something you can only do on a longboard. As we see Crystal getting nice and busy, taking a fall but getting a lot of waves. T.Gilkerson in the lead, she gets the opportunities. We see C.Hulett 4 steps to the 2 steps up and back. I thought she was going to get up to the nose there. T.Gilkerson paddled for that wave, she didn't get it, so C.Hulett will now be in priority, but it looks like Tori's going to go for this smaller wave here. She's going to look left. She gets that nice stall on takeoff. Very stylish. 4 steps to the nose. Good stretch 5. Moving back to the tail. Great footwork. Another little fade and trim. Gliding through this section. She's going to get a nice little foam climb there. Looking smooth. Tori, will she replace one of those 3s there? Riding this wave all the way into the inside. One last nose ride on the inside there. Really beautiful surfing from the Californian. That's what we want to see at the World Longboard Championship.
Where we spent so many years going year after year. So to see her kind of go back on her forehand, extremely comfortable, looking so controlled, so smooth, putting a lot of spray, a lot of power into those rails, but effortlessly, and now changing directions, finds the nose once again, and hopefully putting a better score on the board. C.Hulett, a little bit more tail thrown into that as she just bounces back into the foam. Let's see if this opens up for her on the inside at all. Hits that little rebound and just goes down, so that shallow section gets a little bit funny sometimes, but we do have scores to drop through.
Score of the heat so far as we see the replay of Crystal there. Nice cross-step takeoff.
Beautiful.
Really good footwork.
Film sort of music. That's definitely Rachel's style when it comes to these kinds of days. As we see our surfer in blue straight up to the nose, those toes not hooked all the way over would be my only critique, but I love that she went straight for the nose ride. She knows, given the score of her last wave, that she needs to get those nose rides in order to boost that.
4.54 that she needs. She gets a nice fade to set herself up. Good footwork there. She's got herself stretched across the front, but not a full toe curler, and she just comes unstuck on that foam climb there, but she's looking like she's really going to really impress with the level of longboarding we've seen from both the men and the women, as we see T.Gilkerson, the goofy footer from California, former world longboard champion, setting up. Is she going to get an open wall here? You can see that wind blowing a little bit harder now. moving with her feet up and down, doesn't get to the full 5, but just looking to position herself in the steep section of the wave and ending with a really strong re-entry there. T.Gilkerson from California in the lead with a 3.57 and a 3.77 score.
Off a little bit too much for her. It didn't give her that kind of standing wall as we see this replay here. So she was looking for the nose ride straight off, didn't have it, so she went straight to the rail. Looks for it again here, couple steps forward, couple steps back. Like you said, really good critical footwork right in the middle of the wave, and I stand corrected because of this finish.
C.Hulett, she needs a 5.10. Can she catch this wave? Looks like she's got it. She's going to get a lovely high trim line. Will she find a clean nose ride? It's going to be 6 steps to the nose there. Gets the 5, but unable to connect and accelerate through that section. So unfortunately not giving her the opportunity. And then another really good heat, which is very difficult to call, is Kat Hughes against Hiroka Yoshikawa, as we see C.Hulett with a really good nose ride. Shannon, and you're hooting, you like it.
Wow, that was a beautiful setup. Nice little cross-step cutback, so throwing that variety of turns in. Can she hold on to the finish? Just comes unstuck there.
Keep it smooth, keep it controlled. Look at those precision steps there up to the 5. Really good nose ride. Precision steps back to the tail, readjustment of the feet, does the cross-step turn. Just takes a little fall at the end here. If it could have just been a clean flow.
Last paddle in, just doesn't quite peek up underneath her, but 14 seconds on the clock. She may just get maybe this little one behind. She'll just work her way in, but always nice knowing that she has won this heat and advanced through to get one last wave underneath her feet.
Well, thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, to the World Longboard Championship.